G'day everybody, Steve from Daxten 4-Drive Touring. This week we pick up from where we left off last week. We leave Coolamin Mountain Campground, work our way through some more of the Kosciuszko National Park and High Plains, head over to a lovely dam and wind up somewhere we shouldn't have. Anyway, hope you enjoy it. Throw a like on it if you're excited. Subscribe if you're new. Click the notification bell so you know when I put up a new clip. And as always, to the old hands, thanks again for watching. Hope you enjoy this one, guys. We'll get right into it right after the intro. From our rugged north to the beautiful south, to the centre, east, west, doesn't matter where, for four-wheel drive tips and tricks and travel and information, you've come to the right place. Come for a ride with us, Mud Ducks 4-wheel drive tour. Okay, I don't know if I've mentioned this before, into our third day, so best part to do once you've been travelling on dirt for a while is pop the bonnet and make sure that things are tight. Look for any clean spots in the dust, because if there's clean spots in the dust, things are loose and moving, like that battery tray. You have to tighten that up. So this is what you look for. Alright, well now I know that I'm going to tighten it up. I will. So I'll go and do that and we'll get moving. Well, good morning. After our second night camping in the Kosciuszko National Park, we've just left Coolamin Mountain Campground, heading back towards Long Plain Road. But you would have just seen me show you quickly under the bonnet, and I found a couple of things loose. Now, I've worked on batteries most recently on this car, so I went straight for the battery mounts and checked those, and yeah, they were loose. It just shows the importance of A, carrying the right tools in your car to suit your vehicle, and B, on the track maintenance. Now, I haven't done anything difficult, hard, rough or anything. It's just been a few hundred k's of driving and some dirt, but I'm still able to find some loose stuff. So just remember, guys, get out there in the morning, start your vehicle, because it's always helpful if it starts, and then just quickly go for a wander round under your bonnet and just look for loose things. And if they are loose, well, at least you know your car started again, so you can switch it off, it'll be right, and go and tighten some stuff up. But ideally, every morning, particularly when you're off-road, get under the bonnet and have a look for shiny patches where there may be some dust worn off. That would suggest something's loose. Oil leaks, maybe coolant levels, all that kind of stuff. So on track maintenance, if you do up a bolt now, It might save you something falling out or not working later on and not having a part for it. Alright, we're going to continue this journey. We're having a great time so far. And we'll take you with us and show us things when we've got more stuff that we can show you. Those vibrations, guys, that's just the joys of slight corrugations and noises you get from four-wheel drives when they're packed. Just travelling along the long plain road, and just I had to show you what this country looks like. It's just beautiful. It's a nice big flat, well not flat, snow plain, multiple crossings of the Murrumbidgee River. Really pretty area. In case you're wondering, we're at 1,350 metres or thereabouts. There's no doubt we're in the high country.
I was wrong to say I wouldn't change a thing. Story of our lives, the best of times through colored glass. Time rolls on enough to let me move on past, but every little now and then it creeps on back to shade my smile.
We're just driving along plain road. We've found some more brumbies. Can't whinge anymore. Brumbies everywhere. Alright, on this morning's excursion we've come along Plain Road. There's a no through road barrier in 18 k's. So there's not a lot of us pointers going that way. And Broken Cart Fire Trail goes down to the left, which I think would be cool, but you'd wind up on the Brindabella Road and then head down basically toward that Annabinnaby. But we're not going that way, we're going basically back to Selwyn, so we'll wind up going back out pretty all the way we came in. So that's the joys of exploring the area. I sort of half expected this might happen, but you just never know. Anyway, we're travelling around, just checking it out. It's a beautiful area, so it's all part of the fun. This is using the Interflate to pump up 2 tyres at once. My King's compressor today is decided doesn't want to switch off. It has its own moods, so I have to switch it on and off manually. But anyway, first world problems. What I'm loving about this Interflate, apart from the fact you don't pull valves when you're letting the tyres down, pumping them up, I don't have to crouch on the ground or sit on a stool. I can stand up at the back of the car and I can see everything. They're a little bit exy in price, sure, but they're pretty bloody good. And it's just that simple. You pump up 2 at the same time, and you know that both at that end is going to be the same pressure. No real downside. Now we've just come out of the long plain area, ducking back the Yarrangobilly Caves area. Don't know what we're going to see, but just if you're in this area, the road is unsuitable for apparently larger caravans, somebody thinks. So you'd be better off to just duck up in a long plain somewhere, disconnect your van up around that part of the woods, maybe before you come down here. don't know from memory, but apparently somebody thinks it's only unsuitable for larger caravans according to that sign. But you know, what do you call a larger caravan? Last time Kaz and I were here, we had the camper parked at Long Plain and we just came in just the car, so we're doing it again. We don't know if we're going to check out the caves or not, or just what's in here, or just come for a drive down the road. We haven't got a lot we can get up to today, so we're just cruising the area, looking around. Well, stupidly enough, I forgot to actually shoot any video or pictures of the Yarrangobilly Caves village. We didn't go to the caves on that occasion, so that was a bit silly. But anyway, that's how it goes. So just thought I'd mention this bit. The next bit will be the rest of our trip. But anyway, that's the joys of it. Sometimes I forget things. I'm not a professional, guys. Bear with me. I don't know if all of you have been in the Alpine regions before, but if you haven't, this is what you get when you're on the roads. You get yellow lines, which feels fairly foreign these days. Once upon a time everything was yellow lines and then they went to white. You get yellow lines because you can see that through a thin layer of snow, I guess. And red guideposts that are quite tall. So I guess when you're pushing through the snow you can see the guideposts, but I don't know if you'd be driving along here too much if it was that snowy. But anyhow, this is what you get in the Alpine regions. We're at 1,380 metres at the present. We're about 20 k's north of Mount Selwyn snowfields. So yeah, this is what you see when you're on the Snowy Mountains Highway and you get up into the height where it snows. So if you've never been to the Alpine regions, this is what you see. If you have been to the Alpine regions, you're seeing it again. We've turned off the Snowy Mountains Highway, driving on what's called the Link Road, or if you believe my Garmin on the dash, KNP5. No idea what that is, but anyway, we're at 1,450 metres and we've driven up into the cloud.
L3, L3 to L4.
Of course the CB talks. Anyway, we've driven up into the cloud. So I thought this might look kind of interesting for you. I don't know how well the camera's picking that up, but we're actually into the cloud base now. It's becoming a little bit difficult to see stuff. Just kind of cool. But the old Selwyn ski resort's all closed up. So, oh, here we go. Detour to Cairn Coburn. Better have a look at this because I'm supposed to go somewhere down here to camp at 3 Mile Dam. So, we'll have a look. So I'll stop filming for a minute. Okay guys, we've come down to 3 Mile Dam as part of our excursion here. And funnily enough, the cloud has lifted a bit since when we got here. When we got here, you couldn't see the other side of that. So it's actually a little bit better. Anyway, because it's a bit dismal and anything can happen, what we've done for camp tonight is the truck's sitting up on Max Tracks just to level it. Now it doesn't need to be level, but we all know that fridges prefer slightly more level ground generally, even Wacos. We just made lunch over here on the table, and I've put most of the gear away. I should have put the table away actually, because this is the upwind side. The truck's being a windbreak. At the moment our tent is our shelter, so we haven't set the bed up in here yet, because once the bed's in here, there's no room. So we're hiding in there from the weather. And that's just one of those things. It's the high country. So the weather will do what the weather does. Who'd have thought this time last year, most this joint was on fire. What do you think so now? Yeah, it's a lot of moisture coming in with that cloud, of course. I will, if the weather gets better, wander around and do a spotlight on this as a campground, but if you never see it as a spotlight on campgrounds, you'll know the weather didn't get any better. Anyway, this is 3 Mile Dam. It's not far from the, at the present time, closed Selwyn Snowfields Resort. So there's not a lot I can tell you about today. We just managed to drive down here and find camp. And I'm sure in nicer weather, it's a great little spot. It's not a bad little spot now, but I'm pretty rugged up. But, yeah, I'm sure in better weather it's a lot nicer. Anyway, there's your view out over another bit of a high country plain there. You can still see where the fires messed up the trees last year. And, right there is the one little finger of the lake caused by the dam. We're parked over on the other side, so we're on an island, or a peninsula really. You can drive up the road quite a way to the tip, and we're not far from the Snowy Mountains Highway, so we can hear the traffic. Sorry, not the Snowy Mountains Highway, the link road. So you can hear the traffic in the area. But anyway, that's okay. They can't all be winners, but I reckon if the weather was better, it'd be pretty nice. Anyhow, I'm not sure what else I'll show you today. Just, we're sort of a bit stuck, so hey, that's camping in the whoop whoop. It is the high country at 1450 metres here, so it is what it is. Catch up. Well, good afternoon. Makes no difference here what time I say it is, but anyway, it's afternoon on what should have been our 3rd night out camping in Kosciuszko National Park. We got to 3 Mile Dam, as you would have seen by now, and it started flogging. So we didn't have the awning out. We had the tent out. We sat in the tent in chairs for a while. This is our new tent, which has been seasoned and survived a good drenching 2 nights ago. It now decides it wants to leak. It wants to leak pretty well in the middle. So we're going to get very wet if we try to sleep in that tent. Sleeping in the car, well, that's not really an option. So, call me soft, call me whatever you like, it's okay, I can take it. We had phone reception, so we're going to Thredbo. Grabbed ourselves accommodation in Thredbo for the next few nights, and we're going to continue exploring the Kosciuszko National Park from the comfort of a room at a motel in Thredbo. Now, not the way we would normally do it, sure.
In 1 kilometre, turn right.
Apparently I'm turning right in 1K. Anyway, not how we'd normally do it, but, you know, we're very stuck with what we can do. All it does is proves to us that we do want our caravan sooner rather than later. But anyway, our particular tent has failed us, so what can you do? You know, yep, go soft. All right, well that's all I can say to you. You know, there's no point in sugarcoating it. We have no real option but to to sook out basically. But as we're on holidays down in Kosciuszko, we may as well enjoy ourselves down here, so that's the plan.
Next day.
Here we go again, and as you can see, it's absolutely pouring. Making our way up the mountain. Just left Threadbow. I don't think we're going to see much out of the mountain lookouts today, do you?
Nope. Heading up to Charlotte's Pass, where I think is where you can normally see Kosciuszko, but as there's nothing in cloud, I don't think we're going to see that. So we're just going to drive around Kosciuszko National Park and see what we can find and try to dodge the rain, but we're in a fairly massive rain system at the moment. It's not going away for days, so I'm not feeling so bad about my decision to go soft and stay at the hotel at Threadbow. I think it seems a better option. And we have to be flexible on these kind of trips, especially when your tent lets go. Oh well.
I'm not sure the camera's picking it up, but we're actually driving into a cloud at the moment. It's getting visibility is getting down. So this could be interesting.
We're in a cloud.
Yeah, literally, we are in a cloud.
We're at 1,420 metres in the clouds. Just driven off the Alpine Way or Alpine Road, whatever it's called. This is Tom Grogan Horse Camping Area. I'm going to go back to the Tom Grogan Campground in a second, but I thought I'd have a quick look in here. Nice look over the valley here. I don't know if I should do this as a campground, guys. So look, this is separate. This is Tom Grogan Horse Camp. I think this is different to, well, it is different to the Tom Grogan Campground. But Kaz is a bit happy because over on the right, you guys can't see, well, Skippy's over here. Oh, Skippy's everywhere. But over on the right, there's brumbies.
Oh, Skippy's up.
Skippies, brumbies everywhere. So, yeah. So I put it in this video that Tom Grogan Horse Camp is about half a K from the Tom Grogan camping area, and I'll try to mention that in my spotlight for anybody who wants to know. So I won't film this one as a spotlight on campgrounds, just take a drive through it, which is pretty well what we've done. As part of our exploration of the area. And we kind of wound up in here because we actually missed the turn into the other campground, so you get that on the big jobs stand. Anyway, it looks like a nice area. Can't be too bad, the brumbies like it. And maybe they know it's a horse camp. So maybe they think, well, they can camp here because they're horses. I don't know. Kaz is excited, we saw more brumbies. And kangaroos, well, they're out in force, which is pretty cool as well. I'll take you back out of here and we'll head back to the Tom Grogan Campground, where I'll give you a quick look at that and I'll film a spotlight as well. Well, this is where I'm going to leave you with it this week, guys. Next week we'll pick up again right where we left off from this one, at the Tom Grogan campsite. If you're new here, consider subscribing. Click the notification bell, really makes a difference. throw a like on the video, share it around, all that kind of stuff. To the old hands, thanks again for taking the time out of your day to watch one of my clips. Really do hope you enjoyed it, guys. All the best. Cheers from Steve and Kaz at Mud Ducks 4 Drive Touring. We'll see you next week.